Yep, no problem. Not as bad as
Alright guys, we made it back from Cataloochee Ski Area up in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. It was a pretty good day today. The weather was perfect. It didn't get much over 45. Pretty good conditions for skiing. It was warm enough to ski with the fingerless gloves. And just overall had a pretty solid day. For the most part, there were some drawbacks to skiing up there I'll talk about here in just a little bit because it was my first time up there. But left pretty early this morning, about 6:30, got up there right as the lifts opened. Was unfortunately pretty crowded, as I kind of expected it might be on a Saturday, and that led to some issues later in the day. But it's kind of an interesting little ski area. It is a pretty tall mountain. You get up to about 5,200 feet up at the top, but it only has 719 feet of vertical, so not really a steep mountain at all, not much there to come down. In fact, the runs were pretty short, and unfortunately the lift and the lift lines were long, and the lift ride itself was very long. Cataloochee was established in like 1961, and I think most of the facilities there probably haven't been updated since that time. In fact, the lift all the way to the very top of the mountain is an old double chair, which is kind of funny how small they made those things back then, because basically myself being 6'4", I could pretty much fit in a single chair myself, so it's like I just rode by myself the whole day pretty much going up there. But unfortunately we screwed up with the GoPro. I'm just figuring out how to use this GoPro 9 that I just got, so I don't know if I didn't do something right with the wide angle, or if I'm just too tall, because I had it on my chest strap today, and unfortunately it did not get the view of my skis, which is, you know, kind of the point of taking the ski videos. But the height of it's like at 5.5 feet because I'm so tall, so I wonder if maybe that's an issue. But I'm going to play with the settings, see if I can get that figured out for next time. We're going to have plenty of ski trips out this year and next year, so hopefully we'll get that figured out. We don't claim to be professionals here, so we're going to keep working on it until we get it, and maybe get some better footage there for the most part. But I had a pretty good time. I'm actually probably going to be heading back there on Friday of next week. I do have Friday off for my birthday. My birthday is over Christmas weekend, and the company I work for is pretty cool. You know, we had to take some perks and stuff away during the pandemic, but one of the cool things they have done is basically you get your birthday off as a paid holiday, essentially. And if it falls on a weekend, they give you the Friday or the Monday off. It's up to you. So since we had Christmas off for Monday, I just went ahead and took the Friday to go ahead and get the 4-day weekend. And I had already circled it on my calendar, like at the beginning of the year, like I'm going skiing on that Friday. I'm going to find somewhere here in Georgia or up in North Carolina where I can go and get a day trip in. And we've thankfully found that with Cataloochee. It's pretty close, about a 3-hour drive, so not too bad. But like I said, crowds were tough, and the facilities are pretty dated. They have a very small cafeteria, very small lift ticket office. I mean, rental office is very small there as well. So if you are going to go there, what I would suggest doing is going on to their website. You can actually go ahead and get your pass online, and then you just take it downstairs when you get there, and you just scan it on their computer, and it prints your lift ticket out for you. You can just jump right onto the slopes from there. It takes like 5 minutes. If not, you're going to probably wait in line for a while, especially if you're there on the weekend. So keep that in mind if you do decide to go. Try to print your pass online from their website. You can go ahead and buy it, pay for it, everything, and you just show up. You can get your rentals on that too, all of it, and then you can just go right to the rental office, and they'll give you your gear. So that kind of eliminates a little bit of the hassle when you first get there if you want to do that. The road into Cataloochee is not for the faint of heart. It is pretty much gravel with a lot of steep inclines. You do go up pretty fast. You go from about 3,000 feet when you first come in all the way up to about 4,600 feet to where the lodge is, so you got to climb a little bit. In the wintertime, if it's snowy or icy, I wouldn't go up there with anything less than front-wheel drive, and even that might be a little dicey with the gravel road and the ice up there, but it looked like that would not be too much fun going up there in the wintertime. And parking is pretty sparse. If you don't get there early, you're going to have to walk quite a ways. They do have overflow with a couple shuttles that do run if they do get super busy. But you know, not a bad little spot. But like I said, the crowds were definitely an issue. I kind of expected that. I'm hoping next Friday when I go, it will not be as bad. In fact, I'm hoping there's nobody going to be out there on Friday, but who knows? Holiday weekend, people probably have the day off, so we might run into that again. But the biggest issue is they only had 7 of 18 trails open, and then really that's basically 3 trails, because 4 of those trails are like beginner areas where it's basically not even a little hill with a conveyor belt, and they count those into the trails. So you had one big green run you could warm up on that took about maybe 30 seconds to go down it, and then you had the main black diamond coming off the top, which ran into a blue, which ran into a green, and that was pretty much the trail that they had for everybody to do all day long. And there was a lot of bottlenecks. Everybody was on that trail because the beginners would go on the green, they'd do it 2 or 3 times, say, oh, this is too short, and then they'd all go up to the top of the mountain. And unfortunately, a lot of people just sitting around on the trail, stopping in the middle of the trail. And this keeps happening to me every time I weekend ski. I see all these injuries, and it's so unfortunate because people just aren't paying attention. They're stopping in choke points on the trail. And you know, I saw one guy actually go into a lift pole. He was thankfully okay. He's shooken up pretty bad, but he got up and kind of walked that one off. But another run coming down, there was just this huge, I mean, it was like somebody had splattered a watermelon in the middle of the trail, and like the ski patrol had blocked it off. They were cleaning up the snow, but I'm like, somebody must have caught an edge or something. I don't know how you get that much blood on the snow from falling, but it was pretty nasty. So somebody bit it there pretty hard, and hopefully they're okay. But I keep seeing this everywhere on the East Coast. I go on the weekends. It's just so busy now. There's so much crowd density, and it's all crammed onto these small trails. And with Cataloochee being an older ski, I don't want to say resort, but an older ski mountain, all of their trails are incredibly narrow. So there's not a whole lot of room. And they had the ski patrol doing training on the right side of the main trail. And then you had all the other people trying to come down. And then you got a lot of snowboarders out there, and a lot of them are beginners, and they're just going down straight on their board, pushing all the good snow off to the side of the hills. So you're getting a lot of mashed potatoes on the side of the trail, and then you're getting straight ice just down the middle. So it was pretty nasty. About 2 o'clock, right when my pass was ending up, it was getting pretty nasty out there. So I kind of was glad. I was like, okay, we got 4 hours in. Pretty good day for the most part. We didn't get hurt. We didn't fall. we got out of there unscathed. But it's just not that fun to have to ski with your head on a swivel. Like, I feel like I can't even kind of let loose getting down the mountain. Like, you know, I'm reluctant to go fast because you don't know who's going to jump in front of you. You don't know who's going to cut you off or run into you from behind, or you're just constantly trying to pay attention to what's going on with such a big crowd. And then the other issue too is their mid-station lift. It lets out onto the same trail that you're coming down from up top. So all those people just immediately come into that trail at a choke point where it's like they're just coming off the lift, so they're going like 2 miles an hour, and they come out into the trail without looking, and you got people flying down through there going, you know, 20-30 miles an hour, and it's kind of like merging on the highway. You know, it's kind of tough. But yeah, crowd was definitely an issue. Keep that in mind if you're going to go. As always, I suggest going midweek anytime you're going to go to any of these places, because it seems like skiing is getting popular again, and there's just a ton of people out on the weekend. So keep that in mind if you're going up to Cataloochee. But overall, pretty cool spot. A little pricey for what they had open. It was $70 for a 4-hour pass. And like I said, they really only had 3 trails that you could ski from top to bottom. So a little bit expensive. It's kind of, you get spoiled by Timberline when you go up there and they close 2 or 3 trails and they give you 50% off lift tickets. So it's kind of spoiled by the company up there. They do a pretty good job. But like I said, we'll be heading back out next Friday probably to Cataloochee again. Get to play with the camera a little bit more. And then I have a pretty big trip planned right after New Year's. I'm going to be going up to West Virginia and Pennsylvania. So doing about 5 or 6 days out up there, where we're probably going to hit Canaan Valley, Timberline, maybe Wisp and Seven Springs, but it's probably going to be, I'll probably just wind up going to Timberline almost the whole time, because they've got pretty much the whole mountain open already. They're doing an amazing job up there. Compared to everybody else on the East Coast, they just got it going on. You know, they're putting all their money back into the mountain, and it definitely shows. So I'm excited to get back up there. And one of my favorite things about Timberline is you get these runs that are 2-3 miles long, and you can just kind of burn out on them. It's great. Like today, it was, you know, 2 minutes to the bottom and then 10 minutes riding the lift back up. So it's kind of rough. I think in 4 hours, I only got maybe 17 or 18 runs in. It was tough to get runs in with how slow the lift was running, but that's it's just the way it goes at some of these older places. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions or anything, leave them down below in the comments. I'll get you an answer as soon as I can. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.